Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 8 to 7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have in the chat as you feel like it, and I'll do my best to answer those questions as we go and after the stream as well. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. In continuing coverage, we have new details. We now know the name of the 80-year-old victim in Saturday's deadly house explosion in Iron River. The Iron River Police Department says Gregory Dierkes had just bought the house on Cayuga Street after moving from Florida. Police say his family tells them he was a Vietnam War veteran. He owned a cabin on Cable Lake and wanted to return to the area. We called the Iron River Chief of Police today. He says the department is waiting for the state fire marshal, so the cause of the explosion is still under investigation. And this morning, vehicles filled the Thomas Theater parking lot in Quinnipiac for Feeding America. Families loaded their vehicles with free food like peanut butter, fresh produce, and milk. Organizers say they planned to provide food for almost 400 households. The president and owner of Thomas Theater Group says the company enjoys collaborating with charitable organizations.
We participate in all kinds of charitable events at all three of our locations across the UP. This one is probably one of the bigger ones we've done. It's very well organized.
Organizers say they hope to make Quinnipiac a monthly stop for Feeding America. For the second year in a row, Embers Credit Union hosted a Valentine's Day blood drive. Credit union employees and community members were invited to donate blood to the UP Regional Blood Center. An Embers Credit Union employee says donating is a free and easy way to save lives for Valentine's Day.
So this is actually our second year in a row of doing the blood drive, and just seems like a really good day to do it on Valentine's Day. What's better than giving the gift of life?
Johnson says to keep an eye out for more blood drives hosted by the credit union. The Hiawatha Land Snowmobile Club is hosting its annual poker run this weekend with a twist. Usually, participants hit the trails on their snowmobiles to collect playing cards from stops along a set route. With the lack of snow this year, the club amended the route to make it car-friendly. Participants will then use their cards to create a poker hand to win prizes. There will also be a party with food, drinks, and raffles. The event is a fundraiser for Marisa's transition program. Marisa says the event will be a fun way to support its students.
It's just a super fun way for people to get out on a Saturday and support some local businesses, have some fun, support our students, and also just see how much joy this event brings to our students.
Registration for the event will be at 9 in the morning at the Hiawatha Land Snowmobile Club this Saturday. The party will start at 4 in the afternoon at the Crossroads Bar and Grill. April is Financial Literacy Month, and Michigan State University Extension and 4-H are celebrating with the Cash Competition Contest. Michigan kids ages 9 to 19 are encouraged to answer this year's essay question in 300 words or less. What is a budget? The top 3 scoring essays will win a $100 gift card. A 4-H program coordinator says it's good for kids to learn about finances early.
Youth need to learn how to manage their finances just like adults do, and the sooner they learn those habits, the better they'll be able to establish them into their daily lives.
Essays are due by 11:59 at night on February 29th. Winners will be announced April 1st. To enter, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. This year's warmer and drier than usual winter is hurting UP businesses that rely on winter tourists like snowmobilers. Many places across Upper Michigan are at least a foot below the normal amount of snowfall for this time of year. TV6's senior reporter Jerry Tudor spoke with some UP business owners today.
Businesses like the Gwynn Model Town Inn rely on snowmobile customers during the winter months. Kelly Doyen is the owner of that business. She says this year has been very tough.
This year has been excruciatingly painful just because we haven't had the snow. We've had one storm so far, and then right afterwards we've had the 3-week warm up. So it's been super tough for, not just us, but the local restaurants, the gas stations, the grocery stores.
Doyne says so far this year, the lack of snow has caused hundreds of cancellations.
For January, we had 262 cancellations. And for a small 18-room hotel, that's a pretty devastating impact. And then in February, we've already had, over 140 cancellations, and we have a lot more reservations scheduled.
The Three Lakes Motel has empty rooms and is seeing a similar impact.
Usually a normal winter, we get a lot of snowmobilers. That's the main part, but we also get a lot of skiers that are en route to all the different resorts. This year has been not a good year with the warmer temperatures and the lack of snow, with the exception of 2 people coming up just to see what the trails were like. All our reservations have canceled.
Restaurants like the M28 Grill and Tavern in Newberry are also seeing slower business this winter.
The lack of snow is just hard for people to get to where they need to get to. Business is down 20 to 25% this year.
The Michigan DNR says a rider spends an average of $2,000 a year on snowmobile-related recreation. The annual economic impact of snowmobiling in the U.S. is estimated at $26 billion. Jerry Tudor, TV6 News.
Thank you, Jerry. The Forsyth Township Library is hosting an event to help readers find their perfect book match for Valentine's Day. Blind Date with a Book is an annual event where you can select a wrapped book to read. Afterwards, you rate your reading experience to enter a prize drawing. This is the library's 3rd year holding the event. The library director says it continues to grow and adapt each year.
This year, instead of putting a little description of the book on the wrapper, we did the pickup line, which is the first line from the book. So people are choosing their book solely based on the way the book begins.
You could win a basket with coffee mugs, cookies, and coffee. 44 books have gone out so far. This continues, until the end of February. And in our final story tonight on the TV6 Digital Desk live stream, UP children's author Dorothy Pad spoke to 150 fifth graders at Escanaba Upper Elementary today. Students listened as Pad said, "Don't ask people in wheelchairs what's wrong with them. Instead, ask them what happened." Pad says she feels it's her purpose to inspire children to see past people's differences. She says that's why part of her journey as a children's author is to visit as many classrooms as possible.
When I was their age, when I was in 5th grade, there was no role models in a wheelchair for me to look up to. There were no children's books with characters in wheelchairs, and I often thought, where am I?
Pad says she hopes to right that wrong through her motivational speaking and through the characters in her books. And that's all the stories we have for you tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night where I'll be here in the same place at the same time. That's 8 to 7 Central Time with a recap of tomorrow's headlines. Don't forget you can find us streaming on Facebook or YouTube, whichever platform you'd prefer. And if you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. We would love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all again for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night and happy Valentine's Day.